lovely people. Today is Saturday, the 2nd of December, so day 2 of Vlogmas. I have quite a busy Saturday ahead of me, which is kind of unusual. It's usually a more calm day, but Dammy and I are headed out in a few minutes to go rehearse with the musicians from church because we're going to be singing with them. And I hear there's going to be lots of baking in the kitchen today, and there was coffee grinding. There's lots of people, lots of things going on. And then I need to do my pom-pom for today. I need to get my pruning hat ready for tomorrow for church. I don't know what else. Knitting. There should be some knitting too, right? So anyway, I just want to say good morning, and I'll be back with you later on today. All right, bye. Hello, my darling daughter.
Hello.
What are you doing?
I'm drawing.
You're doing what?
I'm drawing.
You want to tell us what you're drawing? Share like your inspiration or whatever.
I'm drawing the fates from the Canadian production of Hadestown, and I haven't gotten very far.
So which one is which, or is it?
This is Kira Galoyan. She plays Clotho. This is Evangelia Cambides. She plays Lachesis, and this is Jewel Blackman. She plays Atropos.
Okay, so you have been drawing. What's her name in the middle again?
Kira Galoyan.
Okay, you've been drawing her, so you want to show us what you've done?
I got as far as the hair. That's it.
That is so awesome.
It's white Christmas coffee, and I still have some, but you drank all yours.
I drank all mine. What flavors were in it?
White. It's a mocha, but with white chocolate and also peppermint.
Is it good?
Yes.
We give it. How many thumbs up do you give it?
5, but I don't have 5 thumbs.
I can let you have one, but I can't give you. Well, there. Now you can have the other one. So I was just about to do my pom-pom for today, and there was a comment somewhere yesterday asking a little more like a tutorial type walkthrough of how I do the pom-pom versus like just me like pretending and everything, because I know you can't really totally see the time lapse. So let me try to get through this again for y'all, and hopefully this will help. So I'm using the Clover Pom-Pom Maker, the yellow one, which is the 45 millimeter. And what I'm going to do, so I've got my yarn that I'm making pom-poms with. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to open both sets of arms. So then it looks like some kind of like, so if they're like separated, it's like that. But you want each set of arms together, 2 of them. And then what I do is I start usually at the right one, right hand side of it. And I try to wrap it to where the end will be like kind of tucked under. And then I wrap, not like super tight, but trying to stay as close to each of the neck strands as I can. And I go all the way to one edge. Oops. So you want to make sure that it's not like crossing over like that. You want all of your yarn to be in this half circle. And then I'm going to go back the other direction. Sorry, my yarn is not wanting to pull. Going back the other direction. You can sing along to yourselves as I'm wrapping. Okay, so now I've gone across once, twice. I'm going to go back a 3rd time. And then I'm going to do one more time. So I'm going to do a 4th time. I'm not so careful on like the third and fourth times. I try to do it like right next to each other the first and second time, and then I'm not as strategic. So if I were making a pom-pom for a hat or something, I would probably do one more, because I like to try to make it to where the little divot, you know, this part right here, is like full to like straight across. But these are pom-poms for decoration, so I'm not going to do that. So then what I do is I close that arm down, this set of arms down, and then I cut the yarn like, it's hard to see here. So the strand of yarn, I want to cut it like like even with where I'm going to end up cutting in the channel for the pom-pom. So that's half the side. That's half of it done. So now I need to do the exact same thing on this side. When you first start, the arms can slip a little bit. So you just have to like, sometimes like hold them kind of like what I'm doing like this to just get them kind of situated until you get some yarn wrapped around them. Okay, so that's one time. And you can like mix and match yarns. So like, you know, the prism hats that I made for my besties boys for Christmas, I was holding 7 strands of 4-ply fingering weight yarn together to make those pom-poms. Obviously I wasn't using this size pom-pom maker. I have 7 different sizes, from teeny tiny to holy crap huge. So yeah, it just depends. I tend to use not the very smallest size, but the next size up for preemie hats. And then I tend to use, if it's a hat for me, I use like maybe the next to the largest size, although I have been known to use that largest sized one because it's obnoxious. I really would like to make for a Christmas tree topper the largest sized. Oh my gosh. Or, I don't know, I've thought about making a pom-pom wreath or something as well. So I finished doing that, I folded it up, and then I'm cutting my yarn again. Alright, now you want a really sharp pair of scissors to do that because that makes it easier. Now if you look right here, where there's a space between the arms. And so what you need to do, this is going to be kind of hard to show, is you stick your needles into that channel and you snip. Do you see how it's starting to cut? So sometimes it's harder than others, especially if it's heavier weight yarn, which is why you want sharp needles. Okay, so you need to make sure all of the strand, oops, see, there, I missed a strand. There we go. You need to make sure all the strands are cut, or it's going to give you a problem when you tie it, and your pom-pom is likely to fall apart because you can't tie your piece of yarn that we are going to do to hold it together tight enough because you've missed some. Okay, so one side done. Now I'm going to do the other side. Just make sure your arms don't unfold, because at this point that would be a very bad thing. Oops, there we go. Okay, so there's that side done. And then what I do, I take a piece of 4-ply fingering weight yarn. I just have like this ball of undyed yarn that I've been using forever for this. Okay, so what you need to do is you need to stick that yarn into that channel between the arms. And so I stick it in on one side, and then I bring it around to the other side, and I try to make my strands even. And then I just tie it. Oops, it's twisting, sorry. I usually like balance it on my leg or something. Okay, so I'm tying it down. You don't want it to snap, but you want to tie it as tight as you can. And then what I do is I take my strands and go back to the other side. So right now, the bottom down here is where I tied it. And I've brought it back around to this side, and I tie it once. And then I tie it again, so a double knot on this side. Oops. Okay. All right, and then I'm just making sure it all looks okay. And then what you do is you unfold your arms. All right, so there's one side unfolded. Unfold the other side. Other side unfolded, and then are you ready? Grab both sides. Only one side came off. Other side's off, and then these just like slip right back in together. Fold them back up. There is your pom-pom. Now, it hasn't been trimmed or fluffed or anything. So what I like to do is I like to do. And then I use my scissors and I trim up the edges because you're always going to have pieces of yarn that aren't exactly perfect. And I like to even do it, I like to like roll it around again. And then kind of look at it again because, you know, there's going to be pieces that, it's just the nature of a pom-pom, that you're going to have pieces that, sometimes I'm even known to like trim pom-poms like after I block a hat or whatever, because you're going to always find these little pieces. That's the fun of custom made, of homemade. So there we go. There's pom-pom number 2 for today. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take yesterday's pom-pom and today's pom-pom. I haven't totally worked out how I'm going to do this yet, because what I would like to do is have them like be that far apart. So I need to play with how I'm going to do that. But this has gotten very long, and I still have my other stuff to put in the video. So I'm going to go. Hope y'all have had a great second day of December, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.